Hey you guys, and welcome to Vlogtober Day 2. This is going to be a very special video, a very touching video. It's all about the cold hard truth, so I'm sure you're going to want to stick around. Well, here we are again, you guys, the month of October. I know, can you believe it? 2019 is rapidly coming to a close. I can't even believe that we are already in the month of October. Where has this year gone? Where has it gone? I don't even know. But what I do know is that the month of October is always pretty special around DeeVine DeeZine. If you've been following us for the last few years, then you know that every year we like to bring awareness and focus to a subject that's close to my heart, and that is breast cancer awareness. Yes. Most of you know, if you've been following this channel for a while, that I lost one of my grandmas to breast cancer back in 2000. She unfortunately did not survive her battle, and we did unfortunately lose her to that dreaded disease. On a more positive note, you guys also are aware of the fact that I do have an aunt who had breast cancer, but she survived her battle and she is doing a-okay. I forget the specific year that she was actually diagnosed with her breast cancer, but I do know that it has been many years and she has been cancer free. So that is the positive side of breast cancer, bringing awareness, bringing research to help find a cure and to help women live longer and a healthier life. That is a huge issue for me, all about getting women to self-exam, go get your mammograms, make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because breast cancer, behind skin cancer, is the #1 diagnosed issue for women, and unfortunately it does take a lot of lives every year. Now, not only is October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but I've also recently learned that October is also Domestic Violence Awareness. It seems like maybe I first heard that it was Domestic Violence Awareness Month last year, but more specifically, I have learned a little bit more about it this year. So it's two very important issues that we want to bring awareness to during this month of October. And to celebrate that, we are going to be hosting a very special giveaway just to help you guys have a way to bring a little bit more awareness, but we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. What I did want to talk about is the statistics concerning breast cancer and domestic violence. First of all, let's talk about the issue of breast cancer for a moment, shall we? It is estimated, according to breastcancer.org, that 1 in every 8 U.S. women will be diagnosed with invasive breast cancer. That is 12% of the female population right here in the United States. That is a pretty large number whenever we're talking about such an issue as breast cancer. Now, that is an invasive breast cancer. There are less evasive kinds of cancer that can attack the breast tissue. And not only does it affect women, it also does affect men. So guys, you're not off the hook either. You need to be self-examining that breast tissue as well. But it does more so often hit the female population. In 2019, it is estimated that there will be 268,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer that will be diagnosed. That's a lot. 268,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer is estimated to be diagnosed this year alone. We're already in the month of October, so a lot of those probably have already been detected, and a lot of those women are probably already undergoing treatment, hopefully overcoming that battle. Now, it is also estimated that 2,670 new cases of the breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed in men. All right, see there, I told you it affects men too. 2,670 new cases of invasive breast cancer is expected to be diagnosed in men this year alone. That is a huge number, huge number. And there are all kinds of reasons that we're finding breast cancer more of an issue than in the past. First of all, a lot of it is simply diagnosis issues. In the past, a lot of people didn't know until it was just too late. A lot of people succumbed to the issue of breast cancer without even a formal diagnosis. So we do have in our modern medicine a better way of telling and detecting. So the diagnoses are coming a little quicker and a little in a better time to save lives. But also there's a lot of factors that go into it, such as things that we consume and put into our bodies, different hormones that we're getting in our bodies from the foods that we eat, specifically from meat, poultry, and dairy. Those kind of things do raise the risks of breast cancer even amongst men. So we are seeing an increase in that as well. Breast cancer has made many strides. And one of the things that I've learned from really reading and doing a little more research into the issue is the number of women that do win their battles because of early detection. So it is so important, ladies, to stay on top of those breast exams and to make sure you have those mammograms done. Visit your gynecologist every single year and make sure that you're staying on top of your health, because early detection can definitely help save lives. So we want to help bring awareness to that this month and encourage all of you to really take care of yourselves and to know what's going on with your bodies before it is too late. In the instance of my grandmother, by the time that they discovered her breast cancer, it had already spread into her lymph nodes, and by that point it was just too late, unfortunately for her. So early detection is definitely going to be key. There are other factors that can be involved, such as heredity. If you've had a history of breast cancer in your family, naturally you could be a little bit more at risk. But one thing that they've discovered is that there is actually an increased number of cases being diagnosed that had no previous medical history in their families at all. So just because you have not had breast cancer in your family history doesn't necessarily mean that you would be off of the hook. So you do want to stay on top of your health, stay examined, and make sure that you are catching any possible issues as early as you can, because the earlier you detect it, the better chance you have of overcoming. So that is the first issue that we want to bring attention to here in the month of October. The second thing that we want to bring attention to is the domestic violence issue. Now that is a big one, because unfortunately we are really seeing a rapid increase in the instances of domestic violence. And we're not even just talking about men hurting women, but we're also talking about the instances of women hurting men and women hurting their children. We are seeing abuse of the elderly who are living with family members that are taking care of them and providing care in their old age. It is increasing at a rapid rate. I believe that there are many factors and many reasons why that is, but the important thing for us to know is that we need to bring awareness to it. We need to talk about it, and we need to give people permission to talk about it. Let me tell you some of the statistics that I found, even concerning the domestic violence, because one thing that we discovered through the research with this particular issue is how many cases of domestic violence are never reported. They're never reported, either because one or the other is afraid that the abusive spouse is going to find out and hurt them even worse, possibly even kill them. One of the reasons why is the shame. People carry such shame, feeling like somehow they deserve the treatment that they're getting, and they are afraid to talk about it. There is also the issues of battered wife syndrome. We also see that in children as well, who you really develop a strong love and affection for your abuser. And even though you know what they're doing is wrong, there is a love, a hope, and an expectation that at some point it's going to stop. It's going to change. An abuser will go through periods of having a really good day. They could be the best person on the planet. And in the back of your mind, you're thinking, okay, it's finally over. This person has changed for good. And then before you know it, they have slipped right back into that abusive pattern. Sometimes you never know what even triggers it. They just snap. And you go through those periods of extreme volatile conflict in the home. Now, that doesn't have to just mean a physical abuse, okay? When we're talking about domestic violence issues, we're also talking about verbal abuse, mental abuse. Those types of things go along with domestic violence. And sometimes the words, sometimes the emotional up and downs and the emotional abuse that comes towards a partner or a child can be more devastating and can cause more long-term damage than even physical abuse can. So we're talking about domestic violence in all areas. And it is our hope here at DeeVine DeeZine to bring awareness to that so that we can help you guys get out of situations that you might need to get out of to get help, So we're going to help you guys stay focused on that throughout the month of October. Now, here are some statistics about domestic violence. This is according to socialsolutions.com. More than 1 in 3 women, that is 35.6%. That's a high percentage, you guys. 35.6% of women and more than 28.5% of men, that's 1 in 4 men, have reported experiencing rape, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime. All right, now I want you to get that. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men. Those numbers are quite staggering. That are reporting abusive conduct, abusive behavior that is happening or has happened towards them at some point in their lifetime. That is a huge number. Nearly 20 people per minute, 20 people every minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States alone. All right, think about that. 20 people every 60 seconds. So there are 60 minutes in an hour. So what is 60 times 20? I do have a calculator. Let's add that up. There are 60 minutes in an hour and 20 people for each of those minutes. That is 1,200 people an hour. Let's multiply that times 24 hours in a day. That is 28,800 people every single day are experiencing domestic violence. That number is staggering. That just completely blows my mind. That number is astronomical. 28,800 people every single day are experiencing domestic violence. I definitely think that we need to bring some awareness to that, don't you? I absolutely think that we need to bring some awareness to that. Now, let's see here. 85% of domestic violence victims are female. 15% are male. So 85% female. That is huge. That is huge, you guys. 15% are male. Now that can be coming either from parental abuse towards a child. There are definite instances where you have grown adult women who are abusive towards their partners or spouses. But the vast majority of the domestic violence is happening against women. We need to bring some awareness to that. And it definitely brings a whole new awareness to how much we should be there for each other, you guys. I know as a woman and being in the female race, we're a strange breed. We're a strange breed. We can tend to get very competitive with each other. We're always comparing ourselves to each other. You know what I mean? It's just like, you always hear people joking and talking about how catty women can get against each other, the jealousies that happen, and just living a life always comparing ourselves with other women. These kind of statistics right here let us know, whether it's with breast cancer issues or domestic violence issues, there is a lot of issues that women in general face every single day, and that gives cause to the fact that we need to have each other's backs, and we need to be rooting for each other and being friends with each other, loving each other, instead of turning on each other with silly little jealous, trivial mindsets towards each other. You know what I'm trying to say? Like whenever I read through statistics like this and I understand how much a lot of women really are going through, that you will never know, because a vast majority of domestic violence victims never talk about it. They don't talk about it. So of these 28,000 every single day that we do know about, think of the many more that it's happening to that we will never know about. We'll never know about because women just don't talk about it. I can remember specifically years ago, I worked with a lady at one of the jobs that I had who lived with a very abusive husband. And there would be many days out of a month that she would call in sick because she couldn't be there. She would come in sometimes with bruises on her, and we all had an assumption of what was happening, but naturally she wouldn't talk about it. She kept it to herself, and there are reasons why. Shame is a big one. Shame is a really big one, and fear is right there beside of it. You have children who are going through domestic violence, whether they're watching their parents always at each other, and maybe physically they're not being hurt, but emotionally and mentally they're being hurt because of the violence they're seeing between their parents. And then sometimes they're even suffering with it too, and they keep it inside. They're told not to tell. They're afraid they're going to be taken away from their parents because they still love those parents, those abusive parents. They're holding out all hope that they'll finally be accepted and that things will be normal. And it's a really big issue. I mean, I could sit here and talk all night about it, and I don't want to keep you here all night, but it is a huge, huge issue that I think that we do need to bring some awareness to all year long. But specifically during this month of October, it is a month that they have set aside, whoever the powers are that be, has set October aside as a month that gives us a voice to talk about things like this and to bring some awareness where awareness needs to be. Again, it shouldn't stay just through the month of October. We really should be bringing awareness all year long, keeping these types of issues at the forefront all year long so that we can help as many people as we possibly can, but specifically during the month of October, since it is Awareness Month. Now, one of the ways that they have chosen to bring awareness, I hate to keep using the word celebrate awareness because we're not wanting to celebrate the issues, but we are celebrating awareness and the fact that people are being open with what they're going through and that they're talking about it and that it is bringing hope and solutions to other people. That is something worth celebrating. So one of the ways that they have chosen to bring awareness is by using the color pink for breast cancer awareness and by using the color purple for domestic violence awareness. Purple t-shirts, purple jewelry, pink t-shirts, pink jewelry, pink shoes, pink polish, purple polish, you name it. Just sporting things with those two colors throughout the month can open the door for you to talk about these two issues. You know, if you have on a beautiful pink shirt, it doesn't even necessarily have to say anything about breast cancer, but it can. Just the fact that it's pink, somebody compliments your shirt or compliments your nails or compliments some jewelry can say, oh, thank you, I'm wearing pink this month because of breast cancer awareness. Have you had a mammogram? You know what I mean? It opens the door for you to be able to talk about it the same way with the purple. If you have on a beautiful purple ring and somebody compliments that ring, it gives you the voice to be able to say, thank you, I'm wearing purple this month, to bring awareness to all of the men and women who are suffering through domestic violence, and we're trying to bring awareness. Look how it opens the door. So to help you guys have a voice and to give you a way to open the door to talk about these two issues and to help bring awareness and to continue bringing these types of issues forward so that we can help more people, we're doing a giveaway. That's right. I'm going to be giving away a 4-piece set of pink jewelry and a 4-piece set of purple jewelry. That's 2 separate 4-piece sets, 1 pink one and 1 purple one. Going to be giving those away so that you guys can have a nice way that if somebody sees your jewelry and tries to compliment you, that you can use that as a segue to talking about these two issues. Now, doesn't that sound like a fun way? That sounds like a super fun way. So let's talk about the giveaway itself, all right? Everybody is eligible to enter as long as you're 18 years of age or above, or have a parent's permission. If you have a parent's permission and you're under 18, you can still enter, but you do need a parent's permission because we will have to have your mailing address to get your prize to you should you happen to be the winner. So that's going to be important. Also, you must be a U.S. resident because our particular jewelry cannot be shipped outside of the U.S. when it comes from an independent consultant. So you do have to be a resident of the U.S. to be able to be considered for this giveaway. That's it. There's no purchase required, but there are a few things that I do need you to do if you want to be able to get in on the giveaway. All right. First of all, if you want to be entered for either set, okay, the purple or the pink, we need you to comment down below and tell us, first of all, which set that you would like, the pink or the purple, and why. Are you trying to get the pink because, like me, maybe you've lost someone to breast cancer, maybe you've had breast cancer and won your battle, maybe somebody in your family has had it, someone that you know, or you just feel a little more inclined to aid that cause of breast cancer awareness. All right. We want to hear your stories down below, just like every other year. Tell us who you know that's had it. Did they survive? Didn't they survive? How has it affected you and your family for the positive or the negative? We want to hear your stories because we want to be there to help support you as well. The same way with the purple. If you choose that you would like the purple set because you want to bring awareness to domestic violence, using discretion, you can tell us a little bit down there in the comments why. Is it something that you have faced in the past? Maybe you've overcome it. Someone you know that has come through it. Be discreet, please, because with issues such as domestic violence, there are safety issues that are concerned. So we have to be very careful with the information that we disclose. But you can tell us enough to give us a little bit of insight into your story right down there so that we know how to help you or someone that you know and love. All right, so that's all you have to do. Leave those comments down there because that's going to be who will be entered into the giveaway. Now, if you would like a second chance at being able to enter one of the, or win one of these sets of jewelries for a second entry, you can also head over to our Facebook page. You want to look for facebook.com/DeeVine Sparkle. That's going to bring you to DeeVine Sparkle Boutique. Okay, we don't want you to find DeeVine DeeZine. DeeVine Sparkle, that's where we need you to be because that's where I'm going to be looking for entries. If you enter at DeeVine DeeZine, your entries will not count. So find DeeVine Sparkle Boutique, and we want you to give us a like there, and we also want you to leave a post, okay, right on our wall and tell us your story over there as well. And the reason why we're having you do it in both places is because we have people on Facebook that are not over here on YouTube that need to be aware as well, and they can offer hope and help and support as well when they read your stories. They'll never see your stories possibly over here on YouTube. Now, if you do go over to Facebook to leave a comment on our wall, then we need you to comment that here on this video with your Facebook name, because I'm certainly aware that many of you guys have a YouTube username that does not coincide with your Facebook name, just like me. I'm known as DeeVine DeeZine here on YouTube, but that's not my name. So if I were over on Facebook leaving a comment for someone, they'd never know who it was. All right. So if you decide to go for your second entry and you hop over there on our Facebook page at DeeVine Sparkle Boutique, we'll have that link for you down below, by the way. Then you need to comment here on YouTube what your Facebook name is so that that second entry can count. All right. Now that's not a requirement. You don't have to. That's only if you want a second entry. So you're going to get one entry for telling us your story right here. And then you will get a second entry if you're also willing to tell the story over there on Facebook. But you do need to comment here and let us know your Facebook name, or we won't know who you are. Okay. So make sure, please, let me stress it again. Use discretion, you guys. Use discretion, okay? Because even some of you that want to tell your story, even with the breast cancer, okay, if it's a member of your family and not you yourself, some people are uncomfortable with details of their story being shared. Some people don't want other people to know what they're going through, and you need to be respectful of that. So be as discreet as you possibly can. You can be as vague as you need to be so that no details are given, but just enough to let us know what you've been through, or what someone you love has been through, and how they have survived and how they've come through, or unfortunately, if it went the other way, because I know that there's a lot of people that lose their lives every year, even in domestic violence issues. Sadly, there are a lot of people who lose their lives to violent behavior in the home. So maybe you're on that side of it, and that's what brought awareness and helped you to see the importance of bringing awareness to this issue. So that's what we're going to do. Every year we like to bring awareness to breast cancer, but this year we're also going to throw in that domestic violence, and we're going to support each other. We're going to support each other. Hopefully we can start looking at life a little bit different, with a different outlook, and help to be each other's cheerleaders instead of each other's competitors. You know what I mean, ladies? We need each other, and we need to build each other up. And so many of us face things behind closed doors that nobody on the outside would ever even know. But when we're constantly competing and tearing each other down and suffering with those jealousies, it just compounds things. Instead, we need to just like shake off those barriers, be real with each other, and help each other through issues such as these. So there you have it. Happy Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Happy Domestic Violence Month. Let's do our part to bring awareness to these issues and make sure we help as many people as we can. And one fun way to do that is going to be able to wear those colors that can cause people to give a compliment or just say something to us. That can be a great segue for us to bring the issue up. Sound good? I think it does sound good. So I thought that would be very appropriate for Vlogtober Day 2. We're going to go ahead and kick this ball rolling. Now, you need to have all of your entries in. Let me see. Today is Wednesday the 2nd. Actually, it's late enough in the morning. It's actually Thursday. So we're going to leave this open. We will do the drawing next Thursday night, October the 10th. All right. So you've got until Thursday afternoon at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to get your comments either here on the video or over on the Facebook page. That is through October the 10th at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we will draw later that night so that your pieces can go in the mail during that Saturday shipping when we ship out all the other jewelry that we ship out. Sound good? Sound good. If you are in the middle of either one of these situations, please know that we are praying for you and your situation. We hope the best for you, and we're praying for a quick resolution to your problem, quick healing in your body if it is a cancer situation, and definitely a quick healing in your home on all levels, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, so that you can go on to live a happy, calm life. All right, know that we love you here at DeeVine DeeZine, and we're wishing you all the best.